Hello and welcome everybody to the stream. How's everybody doing this evening? I don't want that open. I am trying to pin that. There we go. Change some of these settings. I don't need to see credits. I want to see those. Yeah, I think that's what we want. All right. Twitch is going. YouTube is going. Kick is going. We be going. I believe I can close these three parts out and everything else should be working. Yay. Hey, Wibble, how you doing? I'm just checking stuff out here. Seeing who shows up for the stream. How you doing today? What have you been up to? Yeah. That was kind of the way I felt about it too. It's like I was thinking, what should I title this? I get it. I really do. But at the same time, I'm a programmer and I don't get it. I've been doing updates today to my Barons Toolbox website. I don't know if you've seen those updates or not. Oops, wrong button. Let's try that again. My baronstoolbox.com website. Yep. No, I'm there with you, bud. No, I've been doing my Barons Toolbox, just doing some cleanup that I've been neglecting this for quite a while. Hey, Skyer, how you doing? So on my baronstoolbox.com website, I removed my guild display because the guild display was out of date, and realistically, this is the guild display here that you should be looking at, and this has far more information than the old one did anyway. So I took out the guild display from baronstoolbox.com. And then I've been toying around with some other fixes. You guys can't see it, but I did some fixes on the header. When on a widescreen monitor, it would break, but now not so much. Let's see. Oh, let's go ahead and look at cards, because I did a lot of little cleanup over here. And so in my Barons Toolbox settings in here, I actually bought a Rebellion pack so I could test my code. So I bought one Rebellion pack and I bought one Riftwatcher pack. And so I've got those now added. So my kind of inventory bar here at the top, when you look somebody up, will now show how many Rebellion packs they have, as well as Rift Watchers. Hey, new again. How you doing? Just kind of going over some of the updates I've done to my baronstoolbox.com website at the moment. Let's see. So I went through, added the Rebellion packs and Riftwatcher pack inventory icons up in here. The other things I've done is I've reduced font sizes and padding. So basically everything got smaller, so it doesn't take up as much space, and all that kind of fun stuff. Those that don't know, you can still collapse it up here. So, but that's that. The other thing I found, there was a break on my delegated tab that was causing cards that you had delegated to you was broken, as well as it was breaking some of the other displays other than the owned. So I went through and fixed that up today. The other thing I did was over here. Easiest way to see it is under my card finder. You can jump in here and we can select animated cards. And check this out. So now we have animated some Gladius cards. I only had 6 animations that have been sitting on for a long time, but in order to get them to display, I had to cut out all the card frames and all that because, of course, Nate won't supply them to me. Even though they say they support third parties, they don't support me. I don't get it. I'm not throwing salt. It's just that's how it is. So I've got Fiona Vexum here. We've got Isgald, Vorst. We've got Paladin, Rock. We got Marisol Contuma, Eliza Fox, and Trap Followay. So those are the Gladiator cards that I've added to the animated screens. But we have added more than just that. We now have a animated Hardy Stonefish. And then in green, we now have a animated Vampiric Blossom, animated Madcap Magnus. In life, we now have a animated Vinari Crystal Smith and a animated Jared Scar. And then in death, besides the Gladiators, we now have a animated Kane Hayes. I was holding off on putting this guy in because, just like Waka, they have a solid background behind them, so it's not as... they don't match the rest of the cards I did, and that's just so disappointing in my mind. What do you guys think? And yeah, so other than that, I was definitely gearing up for LAN tomorrow. And yeah, that's not happening. I just don't understand it, because when I do programming, I just don't get it. I understand the blockchain stuff taking a long time, but it seems like the problems that they're having aren't blockchain related. The problems that they seem to be having are just the formulas keep miscounting things. And that tells me, or in my opinion, the way it's programmed is too complex. There's got to be an easier way to simplify it. Could be wrong, but I have a coworker that's a programmer, and when he runs into these big, long, complex things that don't work right, typically I have found that he has overprogrammed the goobers out of it to the point where he's got too much going on and he's introducing his own problems. Gives you one more time to prepare for one more plot. And that's a good way of looking at it there, Skyer. A good way of looking at it. Again, I'm not trying to throw shade. It definitely was a punch to the gut, not gonna lie. But I know it's a punch to the gut to people like Aggroed and everybody as well, because they obviously were dumping SPS into deck to get ready as well. And blockchain is tricky. An exploit can be costly. Yes, yes, 100%. I want to agree with that point. And uh, Pops fishing, very true. Let's see. So, yes, if there is a bug with the blockchain where somebody can exploit the tokens, that doesn't just hurt land, that would hurt the whole economy and tokenomics. And so I'm all for them taking the time they need. With just the number of delays and setbacks that they have, it seems to me that they've overcomplicated some of the code somehow. Not related to blockchain, but you know, I'm a self-taught programmer looking in from the side. I do Barons Toolbox stuff, so I can't sit there and really say if that's the case here or not. Mad respect for Farpetrad. I know there's a lot of moving parts on this. And Pops Fishing, you get the title now. How you doing, Pops? How you been? I don't recognize your name there, Pops Fishing. Have you been playing Splinterlands for a while? Do I know you by another name, perhaps? I've been playing Splinterlands for 2.5 years, going on 3. Skyer, it might have been blockchain problems. I really don't know, to be honest. When they threw down and started the town hall off with, or town square off with bad news, and there might be a delay. I knew what that meant. There was no might. It was getting delayed. So I kind of checked out at that point with just not needing the stress. And so I was only half listening to the rest of the town square details at that point. I focused more on work. So it might have been blockchain related. And in those cases, I'm not saying it's over complex and over complicated. But when it comes to just the formulas for calculating production points and all, that should just be a simple formula. I don't see how they've had so many problems in those areas. Who has never overcomplicated code? Me. No, any programmer can overcomplicate code. This is a guaranteed thing that happens. That's usually when you need another programmer to take a look at what you're doing. And I'm not saying change what you're doing, but just throw out other ideas. Hey, did you think about doing it this way? Hey, did you think about doing it that way? Hey, did you check this out? Now, again, they don't have to alter what they're doing, but it is good when you get stuck and mired into these situations to have that second opinion to help you kind of navigate that area. Birds, bees, and trees, and on 12 in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Onk 12 says hello, as well as we've got birds, bees, and trees in the house. This fine day, how goes it? Well, pretty good. I've got a little bit of motivation back and time, and so I have been working on my Barons Toolbox. For those of you just jumping in here, and I cleaned up this header area. I added Rebellion packs, Riftwatcher packs, and I added 12 animated cards that I've neglected to add for quite a while. 6 of them were Gladius cards here, and the reason I didn't add those is because I couldn't add those until I cut all the frames out, of which Splinterlands did not help me with that, I'm a third-party programmer that has requested help and gets shot down on every piece I ask for. I don't get it. But then recently I found out they go out of their way for Peak Monsters to supply Peak Monsters with a JPEG of every one of their new cards. It's like, really? Let's see. I think they said it was something on being able to have 2 transactions in the same block. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being an exploit. So again, if it's the blockchain stuff, then again, don't apply my comments on overcomplicated code to it. I hold no knowledge in those areas. My knowledge is very light on just APIs that read blockchain, not how to work with it. So, but, you know, a lot of the problems since, well, shoot, early March until now have been just what looks like formulas and calculating production points, and all that isn't really blockchain. All of that is just calculations, and that's more so where I'm saying it looks like they've overcomplicated, or had overcomplicated the code. Pops, you've been here since the pandemic. You watch replays of my videos and Splinter stuff mostly while you fish. Oh, awesome. You do digital fishing on a computer screen, or you actually watching out there on the lake? That's awesome, man. I have a cousin of mine lives in California, and he has a big following. He goes by the Informative Fisherman. And his logo is the big if word for informative fisherman. And anyway, he's really big into fishing, has been his whole life, has quite a good following on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Is that a slide in the background or screensavers? The background is not a screensaver because it is part of my website. I have code where I programmed in my own slideshow, and I use it as, I'll call it an underlayment. So it is a slideshow I programmed, and it's an underlay. So if you just kind of go to baronstoolbox.com, it's the background slideshow that you see here. It's the same slideshow. The only reason I haven't released this to the public is because if a lot of people start using that, that's a lot of download images from my server, and I will have to start paying for bandwidth for everybody to download all these images every time they're playing the slideshow. So I've been trying to figure out a way to get these in more of a public spot so I could change my code and allow anybody to have a browser source that will cycle through the images like I have here, that you could add to your own streams. But yeah, and at this point, well, I do have a slideshow of the images in the background here as well, on my computer, but that is not what you're seeing in this case. Whoop. And this is on the ultra wide monitor, so if I get it too close to the top, it likes to go full screen. You once managed to write 700 lines that would break my program. Flipped the table, drank some beer, gone to sleep. Next day, went in 5 minutes, wrote 24 lines and scrapped those 700. Exactly, Skyer. Exactly. I have done the same thing. And again, I don't mean that as shade towards Farpetrod at all, but just seeing all these delays leading up to, well, today's town square, I felt really like I was getting punched again from... I didn't have my hopes up that high this time, but the last time it got delayed, I did have my hopes up pretty high, and when they delayed that, it was just like, It really felt like it took the wind right out of my lungs. And it was like, okay. So I didn't have my hopes up that high today, but as soon as I heard Matt say, and there's some bad news, I knew exactly what that meant. And then I was really disappointed when it's a 2-week delay, not a 1-week delay. I realize everybody gets the holidays, but basically what that means is if they miss that date, we're not getting land until the new year. And I say that because you've got Rebellion card set coming out December 5th, and then you've got all this other stuff happening. I firmly believe if they can't make that date, well, then they're going to say, well, we got Christmas coming up, we have New Year's coming up, and then we got the Rebellion release. So we just don't have enough time with people's vacations to go ahead and launch this at this time. So we will do that the first thing of the new year, and that will quickly become the end of January. Not the beginning, because of course New Year's. It'll be the end of January. So, yes, I'm being cynical. I'm dumping salts. I'm not really mad at the team. I get it from a programming side. But then I also think something has gone wrong that should not have gone wrong. Skyer, Darkest Night will be right. Honestly, when I heard that announcement today, yes, I do now believe that Darkest Night is probably correct, that we won't get land Phase 1.5 until 2024. I just see it as like, okay, they're going to fix this bug, and then they're going to want to test it, and then when they put it on the Mav server for more testing, they will find something else. You can always find more bugs, but they'll find something else, and then all of a sudden December 5th is upon us, and they need to get Rebellion out, and they won't have time for it. And so, yeah, that's how I see this playing out. So yes, our friend Darkest Night has called it months ago. Birds, Bees, and Trees. Will Land 2.0 be out in 2025? Now, from a programming standpoint, I will give them this. I do believe that Land 2.0 will be out a lot quicker than we think. Now, I'm not saying 1 month out. I'm saying no, I could see Land 2.0 being 6 months after Phase 1.5 releases, because all the groundwork is there for buildings. Okay, so adding more buildings is a no-brainer. It's rinse and repeat code. Each building has a production of X resource. Okay, that's a no-brainer. They've already got that in for the current buildings. And so really what they need is the liquidity pools for each of those resources. Well, that's getting hammered out right after Phase 1.5. They have to get the grain market liquidity pool out. And so that is all the resources liquidity pool. So I do believe Land 2.0 will come out faster than people will expect once Land Phase 1.5 actually is out. And I'm going to guess 6 months. We could see 2.0. Birds, Bees, and Trees. Have I played Parallel? I have not. I have, however, started playing Big Time. Let's see. Open Loot is their market. I have started to play Big Time, and I will be logging into Big Time here in a second just to see if I have any of what they call cracked hourglasses. So if you haven't seen Big Time, I will show that to you guys. I am playing it just to play it. I am not playing Big Time to try to make money. It is a Web 2 game, free to play, with a Web 3 attachment to the game, a Web 3 add-on to the game. Basically, all the skins that you can get for your weapons and armor and all that are Web 3 based and all of that kind of stuff. And again, I'm dabbling. I bought a couple of their NFTs so I can participate in some of their tokenomics, but I don't expect to make it big or anything like that, because I'm not putting forth the effort in it. I needed something to distract me from these wonderful land announcements. So I've seen quite a few people playing parallel, though. Skyer. Yep, you see 1.5 is the foundation, so it has to be flawless. It has to be very close to flawless as far as calculations and numbers. It can be missing filters and missing nice to have features. That's not a problem. But when it comes to the actual calculation of numbers and the cryptocurrencies, yes, it has to be flawless. And Liberty Off Grid Guy. Remember back when they said land end of June? How could they have set such a date? Yeah, I don't even know how they thought that was a good idea to mention it. Hey, Super Manny, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while there, Super Manny. And granted, I haven't been streaming as much, but so glad you can make it. Super Manny out here hanging out with us on Twitch. So it's not big time, it's just time. Okay, I forgot I had those in there. So somebody redeemed something, it looks like. Oh, yes, we have Super Manny. Did you guys hear the redeem of the Thug Life? The reason I ask is because I completely forgot I set that up like 2 years ago. Caught me off guard, and I loved it. Perfect. Oh. Yep, loud and clear. I sure did.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
You know it, man. You know it. Oh, let's see. Core flawless. The face can be ugly as long as the hair is beautiful, I think is what you were typing, and autocorrect messed you up at the drive-thru, man. Okay, so because I should, around this time of day, be getting some free cracked hourglasses. I've been tracking those in big time. So let's see. You get, if you own a space, which is an NFT, I own a medium legendary space. It was about $300. And every 2 days, they drop cracked hourglasses, which help you earn their tokens. And so today, the 13th, I should. What time is it? 6:23. I should have some more here to collect. So let's go find out. Let's see. Gotta find the launcher for it. There we go. Okay. Here, let me turn off the Splinterlands music for a moment. So are any of you guys playing big time? I know there's quite a big group out there that are. I know CryptoZard and Bex, or Becca, is playing it. I know if you guys remember, Downtown Detail is playing it. Buns, Bags, and Caps is playing it. Quite a few others. I haven't really grouped up with anybody yet to play as a group. I literally just kind of started, got some NFTs, and yeah, so I just been dabbling in it. And so I'm only a level 12. Most people that are running around are like level 30 and stuff. But I always run around here and crush all these things trying to get free potions like that, because it's far cheaper than trying to buy them. And then I'll jump over to my actual space. And it's not outer space, it's your meta space. And that is where I can get my cracked hourglasses. But, you know, getting potions for free is always something I gotta try. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me catch up on chat. We've got your computer isn't compatible, birds, bees, and trees. Sorry to hear that. Skyer, haven't had time. I'm investing into learning access stuff. Oh, that's boring. Microsoft Access, I imagine? Or are you talking some other type of access? Birds, bees, and trees. Have I tried NFT Champions yet? I have not. I have not. Okay, I don't have any cracked hourglasses in here. They would be showing up on the floor if I had received any. Now, what I've been trying to figure out is it 24 hours after I last collected, in which case, let's jump over here to the last time I collected was 7:38 p.m. and it is currently 6:27. So I will be checking again in a little while to see if it happens to be after the last time I collected. I will then know, you know, it will, over time, the time of the day I have to collect is going to shift more and more, which will become problematic. But it is what it is. That's what I need to know. So before I leave here, from what I've been told, if the hourglasses spawn in these rooms and you leave and then you don't pick them up, they are gone. You won 200 champ tokens from Zard's stream worth around $1. Nice. That is cool. Yeah. Boring Microsoft Access. Yeah, I worked with it, but I never got to the point where I did much programming directly in it. And since I'm not playing right now, I shall probably just stop right here. But yeah, this here's big time. There we go. Got something different. Okay, that's enough of that. So, nothing for me to collect right now in big time. I will check again later. But yeah, so today I was just doing some updates to my Barons Toolbox stuff. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did do an update to the Barons Toolbox browser extension. The update I did relates to land. For people with large amounts of land. And my own card market. So now I will only draw 400 land cards at a time. Now it still takes time to load, but I don't draw everything. And so you can see now there's a message here, too many cards to display at one time, showing 400 out of 1,568 plots of land. So I am now cutting that limit. But if you start doing your filters, you won't run into a limit. So if you say, I want to see all the occupied territories, you can see there's no message at the top. That means all of them have been loaded. There's not that many of them. Or if you are looking for, what one? Oh, I think, where's the caldera? Is this it? So if you're looking for caldera spots, again, there's no message at the top. So you can see here, even though there's a lot, you are not showing more than 400. And this is all of them that are for sale, including this $55,000 Mythic Castle. So I did do that update to my Barons Toolbox browser extension. Just trying to make that a little bit cleaner and more useful since land was coming out. You know, land's coming out tomorrow. Yeah. Something like that. Okay, so right now I had my account, my bot, burn up some extra energy today. And so I got 15 chests to collect, and it's up to 77 diamond chests for the season, with still a good day and a half left. How are you guys doing for your season? Silence. Silence! You fool. Jump over here. If you catch a tuna, maybe you'll buy more. I don't blame you there, Pops. So, you on the ocean, or are you just on a very large lake? I'm looking at your little profile picture. I find the time of day that I play determines how many matches I lose. And this is the time of day in the Eastern time zone where I lose a lot. So I typically try to make sure my battles get played around 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern time zone. That seems to be a good spot where I have a better winning streak. Trying to make gold for Modern. Made it in Wild Diamond 3. Only have 8 diamond chests earned so far. In Modern, plus 1764 rating with one earned from like 3 battles. Okay. Not too bad. And new again, you're at 81. Are you in diamond or are you champ? I'm guessing you're at champ. Finally got one chest with 5 energy left. Yeah, I would. That's why I had mine stop when it got to the 15 mark. I was just wasting energy. Okay. Not bad. Ivanov 007 shows up in the house. Welcome, Ivanov. Yeah, just chit-chatting. Nothing specific going on here, Ivanov, but glad you could make it. And Pops is a fisherman here, and he does inshore or inland fishing. Wouldn't survive offshore waves. Well, just get yourself an aircraft carrier. So yeah, all of my battles are being done in wild, and again, I'm playing the manager role, so I'm letting Xbox play my account, which is a max set of Chaos Legion cards. But I do control what time of day I let it play, how much energy, and all that kind of stuff. 1 second. All right, so yeah, I do manage how often, how much energy the bot plays, what time of day, and like I said, I have found the best time of day for wild diamond. And again, you can see here it's at the top of Diamond 1, and it gets there pretty early in the season. Like within 4 days, I think I was in Diamond 1. And I just let it play there. I don't go past Diamond 1 because my multiplier drops off steeply, and it's just not worth it. Oh, yeah. Birds, bees, and trees. You're earning so much more per battle in modern, guaranteed. Yeah, I don't look at the SPS rewards that I'm getting from the bot doing the battles. More so, what I'm looking for is I'm trying to get a max set of the Soulbound reward cards. So for me, the more chests I can get gives me more card opportunities. So that's the main focus I'm going for. And I, just a time thing, letting it do everything for me and just having to manage it has been the way I've had to go recently. Let's see. So let's look at what I do have here. Oh, where are we at? We're at Owned Soulbound. I believe I'm up to like 5 cards now that are max. So we've got the Fire Caller, that's 1. We've got the Eternal Brune, that's 2. Coastal Sentry, that's the 3rd one. And let's see here. The Wily Coyote is the 4th one, and the Dumb Cake is my 5th. I think that is all of my... I've got some other ones that are close, but yet, the chances of getting... I only need 1 BCX of the Tracious Hulk, and that one goes to a max level. Birds, bees, and trees. You've been watching the 007 ski scenes, every chase scene. good from every Bond film. Getting psyched for winter. Oh, you upset me. Winter is coming. This is true. Who said that was something offshore waves? Yeah. Yeah, I as I've gotten older with my age, the thought of jumping into cold water, even with a wetsuit, oh, just, yeah, does not sound fun to me. I live in Michigan, so we consider our coastline the fourth coast. Um, because I think if you look at the five Great Lakes and all the coastline that they have on the five Great Lakes, it's more coastline than our east and west coast in the States by far. Oh, let's see. And gold wise, I've picked up some nice legendaries, but I mean, even though they're legendaries, they're all locked on me still. So it's just like, okay. So I am interested about getting these things to unlock when that becomes available. Birds, bees, and trees. How's our season? I'm talking. Imagine you're talking winter season. Well, here in Michigan, I'm close to the lake, so we during the winter will get quite a bit of snow. At any one time on the ground, we'll usually have an average of a foot of snow on the ground. But there's some winters where we'll have a good 2 foot of snow to 3 foot sometimes. And that's not including, drifts and windblown drifts and all that kind of stuff. Now, the problem is we don't have any hills. So our ski slopes are like little bunny hills to what you'd be used to. Ah, birds, bees, and trees. Would you burn Gladius Summoner for deck? Yes. Well, summoners are soulbound, and you cannot burn soulbound. So, like right here, if you look at this, if you select this, you cannot burn a soulbound card. It's not an option. But if you're talking burning of gladiator cards, yes. As a matter of fact, that is something that I have recently done. I have burned all of my gladiator cards from commons all the way up to commons and rares. I burned them all, got about $20 out of it, and this card here is worth another $20, and this one's worth $50. Now, I know they're also ultra rare. I was going to burn them, then I decided, you know what? I will wait on these two until I'm setting up my land, and if I really need more DEC, then I'll burn these two for the DEC to do what I need to do. Well, now I don't need to do that. So, yeah. So, yeah. When it comes to gladiator cards, I did burn a lot of my gold foil gladiator cards. Basically, I was looking at, I have higher levels in regular foil than most of my gladiator cards. This is the one exception right now, is my Tatiana Blade is a 2, and this one is only a 1 right now. I need another BCX to get my Tatiana leveled up. So, but like here, I've got a gold, and it's level 2, so when I'm fighting, this guy won't even show up. Only this guy shows up. So I I see it as I would rather have the DEC for my 17 plots of land. But preemptively, I only burned my commons and my rare cards off because I had higher level and regular foil. I was looking at my epic and legendary, but with everything being on hold again, I'll just sit on it. So we got, let's see, another 15 minutes here, and then I can open my daily rewards, see how many potions I can get, and then after that, I'm not sure what to do. So yeah, I'm struggling with motivation to work on Barons Toolbox for Splinterlands is dwindling on me because of I don't know how to word it without sounding like a complete jerk, because I don't get any of the support that they show to the other third-party developers.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Oh, yeah, I needed that. So I am getting motivated to program, but I don't know if I'm going to do much more on Barons Toolbox. I am going to shift my attention back to the game that I'm trying to make, as a working name of Defenders of the Realm, but so I'm going to probably shift my attention back over that way and start trying to make some progress on that. That's my hope, anyhow. I think that'll be a good distraction. I think it'll be fun. Hopefully it progresses to the point where it truly becomes a fun playable game. Right now, I'm just looking at it as it's a nice little hobby. Did I not? I've shown it a couple of times now, but there's not much to it right now, so don't get too excited. I'll show it, though. Okay, so Defenders of the Realm is a game style that I am working on that uses all the Splinterlands assets. Right now, I've just got the basic framework in place where you can log in. It reads in all of the cards that you own from Splinterlands, as well as starts staging the area for some gameplay. So that being said, let me log in with this account. Okay. So this is the gameplay I have. So if you own the card, it will be unlocked. Only need one BCX. If you own it, it's unlocked. If you do not own it, it is locked. Okay, so let me expand this. And there are a lot of Splinterlands cards. So the ones that are unlocked, you can see I own at least one BCX of those cards. Let me hide the locked ones so we can just look at unlocked. So I own one BCX of every one of these cards. Now, I am using the other artwork of the card, the lore pictures, and what you see here is what I plan to use as a unit or a troop that you will put on a map. It'll be a two-dimensional placement of troops on a map. And the leveling, you know, I've got the colors of epics, legendary, commons, but the levels themselves will be leveled differently than Splinterlands levels. And you only need 1 BCX of a card to unlock the unit to play, okay? And so right now, that's what you're looking at here, is basically kind of like troops that can be played. And this would be the screen that, let's say you're managing your troops and you want to level some up because they've got enough experience and so on and so forth. Now, that being said, the goal of the game... Oh, this isn't good. Well, it's not good because it's unsurveyed. Let me refresh. So, imagine you're playing a game, and most games will have a season. A season, I imagine, is going to randomly pick a region, and you will have, let's say it's 30 days. I imagine you might start at tract 1, plot 1, and you just start doing your battles, and you can't go on to the next plot until you have defeated the battle at this plot. So in here, you know, as you progress through, the plots will change. And I plan to use all aspects of the Splinterlands cards, even land cards, as possible. So the map would generate according to it being a canyon, common, natural, and it would generate bad guys for you to play against. And you know, so again, canyon, natural, but here you can see we've got a common canyon, but it has fire magic, so we would adjust the bad guys somehow to incorporate the magic aspect. And let's see here. All these happen to be commons. Oh, here you go. Here is a castle or keep right here. Now, if you are unlocking your fights, and when you get to a castle or keep, I imagine this is going to be a very, very difficult battle to win. And so everything will kind of scale according to that. Now, the other aspect is a social aspect. The social aspect is, okay, right now, I click on this, there's code that runs in the background, but this is visually as far as I've got. So when you start a battle, what will happen is right here where it says join a game, once you start a battle, your screen will turn into a random map where you can put a troop, one troop on the map every, we'll say, 3 to 4 minutes. Now, your game will show up over here in this list. Another Splinterlands or person that has Splinterland assets, they will see your game show up over here, and they will be able to join your game. They will then see your map, your troops, wherever you've got them placed, and they will be allowed to put one troop on the map every 3 to 4 minutes. And then, let's say after 30 minutes, everybody is locked out from putting more troops on the map, and the battle will start. Now, here's the thing. You won't be able... Everybody who's joined the game won't see the fight take place all at once. Ivanov, yes, exactly like Stream Raiders. If you've played Stream Raiders, it'll be very similar to Stream Raiders, where the battle will still be an auto battle against NPCs or bad guys, but it will be a cooperative play, and you can join the games here and put your troops on the map. Now, I'm just trying to get to a working demo. There's all sorts of levels of tokenomics and this, that, and the other that would have to come into play. And, you know, I'm not even worried about that yet. But the overall goal in mind is if the basic concept works, where we can start a game, cooperative people can join that game, put troops on the map, and then we have some sort of battle system take place. Once we have all of that, then the next step is going to be, I really want to start thinking about the tokenomics for the game. I want to have a cryptocurrency associated with the game. And then we have to figure out how all of that works. Now, because I want to use all aspects, initially, when it comes to the troops, you put your troop on the map, it's going to be a very simplistic fight. You run at each other, each person attacks, and you see what happens. But over time, you can add in each ability that these cards have and have that affect them somehow in the battle. That's stuff that you'd have to do over time. Yes, Ankh 12. The only thing owning the card does is makes it so you can play the troop in this game. At that point, it is a completely separate gameplay. Now, let's say you level up this Darkest Mage to, in my game, a level 10 or 12, but then you sell the card out of your inventory. This card will still maintain level 12, but you will be locked out from playing that card again until you repurchase 1 BCX. I'm only going to require a 1 BCX of the card in your owned inventory in order for it to be unlocked for play. This is so that new players are not daunted with having to buy 400 copies of a common to get it unlocked. That's Splinterlands. This would be separate, but still use the same base card sets and stats. Pops Fishing, where you're talking about give the option to choose another level if it's too difficult to complete. Really, what I'm looking at is kind of the opposite. If you get stuck at a level, what you want to do is find some friends and say, guys, I need your help on this map. I can't beat it without your help. Please join my game. And so you can get other people to jump in and start dropping their legendary cards on your map. And hopefully you win by getting people to help you. So then when you do play a troop, there would be just like Stream Raiders, for those that are familiar, you would then have a cooldown period before you could play this card again. Now, there are a ton of cards in Splinterlands. I'll be honest and say too many right now to start with. So I've been trying to figure out, how do you deal with this many cards to start with? And one of the obvious thing comes in is with each map, we can have random rule sets, just like in Splinterlands, where you can say, okay, in a canyon, you can play Death, Fire, Dragon, and those are the only 3 splinters you can play. So we can incorporate all of those aspects. The other thing, once I introduce, if we get to a point where I introduce tokenomics and tokens, well then, as you win a fight, you will get rewards, and so will some of the people that helped you win that fight. But I also want to send, let's say the reward is like DEC, and this plot is owned by Neil Cards. If you win the battle on this plot, and you get rewards, I would want to send the owner of this piece of land, let's say 1 DEC. You got to realize 1 DEC isn't much. However, if you get 50 people playing this in one day, you could get 50 deck off that one card, and you're not even playing this game. So that would be a way to reward landowners with that. So this is visually where I've gotten to. Obviously, there's too many cards. The display is slow because of how many cards there are. So obviously, I got to introduce filters and all this kind of stuff. And the next thing that I need to work on is when starting a battle, showing a game that you can join. Pops Fishing, you bring up an idea. That's not bad at all. Once tokenomics are introduced and you're giving out rewards, there could be a token sync of, hey, you need help, you can hire some mercenaries to help you for that one battle at a cost of X amount for those mercenaries. So that definitely would be viable. You're reading an article that said there was 347 cards. It was a year old. Oh, I know how many cards are in the game. So if you come over here to my Barons Toolbox website, we will get you that answer. So I have 1,245 cards, but this right here, Card Finder, 618. So these are all the cards issued by Splinterlands. There are 618 cards, but that's not including a gold foil version. So this is just 618 unique cards. This is the whole set. Every single card you can get. I just don't show the gold foil. Only because it gets cluttered really quick. And so that's how many cards are in the game. 618 unique cards right now. Yes, Onk 12. So definitely filtering of cards is definitely going to be something I have to introduce. And so I will be doing all of that in my little game demo as well. Right now, I'm just going to... I'm still keeping it very basic right now. Just to get the concept, the idea... because this idea is going to be bigger than me, I'm most likely going to have to probably hire, with some maybe outside investment, some programmers to actually work on this steadily. Because a lot of people that have seen the concept like the idea enough that I've got multiple offers of financial assistance if I want to pursue something, but I still have to go through the process of making it worth pursuing. Know what I mean? I got one more Ava the Unwanted. Did I? Let's find out. Onk 12. Yes and no. If I do this, there's not really anything that I'm pre-selling. In the sense of I'm using all the Splinterlands assets. I don't have initially anything to sell. However, in order to get the game complete, there might be I might do like a pre-sale of the token, which would then support the programming of the game. So in that sense, yes, there could be a pre-sale. I just got to double check. I don't know enough about the legalities around pre-selling tokens for possible profit. This is where the whole securities things comes in, and I don't know how any of that works legally. So I want to do that as a way of fundraising. Yes. But I can't say I'll do that until I know if I legally can. Awesome, Monk 12. Okay, let's see what I got here, guys. Wish me some luck. I need some good luck here. Let's claim. I want one Tenacious Hulk. Well, can I combine those for a Tenacious Hulk? Are you kidding me? How many of this card do I need? I know I was getting close on my dry bone. So that'll be interesting. 25 SPS. That's not too bad. I'll take it. And let's see. 96 merits. That should put me enough to get a Gladius pack here, guys. Yeah, it sure is. Was Firecaller already one I had maxed, or is that the one I was working on? Let's go find out. Not golds. Firecaller. I already have it maxed. The one I'm working on is the Firefox Defender. So I've got a few extra of my Firecallers now. I got 43 extras. It is now my top card. Oh, look at this. Drybone Barbarian. We're close. Was 5 enough? Oh! Look at that. Not enough. $3.99. So close. So close. Nope, but this is what I'm going for. Is I'm finally getting to a point where, as a diamond player, I'm getting a lot more of my cards right at this edge of getting max levels. So this is really good for me. I'm not too worried about the duplicates. I know some people, the people in Champion are like, oh, I've got way too many. Well, that's great that you guys have too many. I don't. And so I think it's just fine that they're still giving these things out. Let's see. Already had him maxed. So yes, my new top dog is the Firecaller in first place. Yeah, I get your feeling there, Pops. The duplicates, they do add up, and it'd be nice to trade them, but I like the idea of you can't have them all. Unlike Pokemon, or unlike all the other sets where people with a big wallet, they can just buy them all. I like the idea that there's some things that just simply put, yeah, you don't have that one. So figure out a way to play without that card. And I know some people, I know Stever is really upset about the Kulu Mastermind not having enough BCX of him. But at the same time, I look at it, it's like, yeah. And that's just the way it is. He has a Lux. He has all these other cards that I don't have. I just look at it as, yeah, it's a trading card game, and you're not supposed to be able to have them all. The extras, I know, seem like, well, what am I doing with them? Someday we'll be able to unlock them. They'll be worth something, and they'll be worth more than the penny cards that are out there in the market right now. I mean, I'm still sitting on some Chaos Legion cards that I could sell. So let's take a look at owned Chaos Legion. So here you can see I've got extra BCX of a lot of these cards, and I didn't sell them. I could sell them, but I didn't. I mean, I can sell them for a penny, but I don't need a penny. I need $50. And so with having a complete max set of Chaos Legion, anytime I get a pack and I open a pack, because I am a packaholic. So when I open a pack or get a pack, it gets opened. But I have everything, all the base Chaos Legion set is maxed out. Rift Watchers, no. Rift Watchers, I might have 25% of Rift Watchers. Like here, I've only got one Coral Lurker, and I can buy that card. But that's all right. And so, and then I do have even some untamed stuff that I haven't sold off yet. The only thing worth anything is my green, Myler Crowley, a Kron, and a Llama. Excuse me. And an Oaken Behemoth. I absolutely love the Halfling Alchemist card. Absolutely love that card. But I had sold off most of my Untamed before Chaos Legion even came out. So this is just the remnants that I still happen to have some BCX on. So when I look at the Soulbound cards and the extra BCX I have sitting over there, it really doesn't bother me. At some point, I will sell it off. Or if they just allow a burn mechanic, maybe I'll just do that. I personally think they should not allow Soulbound cards to be burned. Even after unlocked, I don't think you should be able to burn them. Not in the sense of burning them and getting DEC. I could see them being able to take place in a burn event for leaderboard position and all that, but as far as burning them for DEC, that's something I think they should make Soulbound cards non-eligible for. And, I'm going to have extra ones. So I know people probably wouldn't like that idea, but I look at it as a way of preventing bots from getting all the profit from botting. And, if they want to buy, sell, trade them on the market, they can. I just don't want them to collect a ton of common cards and then burn them for their DEC and leech that out of the game. That's my opinion, but a lot of my opinions are not that of others, so it is what it is. So yeah, I got a whole ton of cards, just not quite the cards I needed. That's all right. And so what do we got here? Did I claim this today? Ranked Wild, I got 50 SPS here. I got another 30 in my chest. So I've got my land rewards. Oh, I can't claim this until tomorrow morning. So I got 100 SPS waiting for me. And this will probably be up to like 30 SPS up here by tomorrow morning. So not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, I'm getting motivated again. So right now the working title is Defender of the Realm. I don't think I like that as a title anymore. Um, but the game idea does revolve around the concept that Stream Raiders has, but using all Splinterlands assets. Uh, and it just boils down to, I think there's a possibility that we have enough people that like the game, like the concept, that I will have a problem programming it all myself. And this is when I would have to, that's why I'm working on a demo, is because if I can get a demo in place, then if there's people that want to invest, they know what they're going to be investing in clearly, as well as the goal we hope to establish and turn out at the end of the day. So we'll see how it all goes. But yeah, right now, that would be another thing that I'd probably have to hire some sort of graphic artist, UI, UX design, something. For the bad guys, I was thinking of just using probably some AI generated art for bad guys. How about tower defense? Soccer. Have you ever planned have you planned on a date release for Defender? No, I have not planned on a date release for this. This is going to be something I think I'm going to develop it kind of publicly. Meaning, as I make progress, I'm going to be showing the progress on my stream. Very quickly, I'm going to need alpha testers, because if I make a game and I need multiple players, well, I need alpha testers, and definitely people that are following my channel. I might have it so you would have to be a subscriber to my channel to get alpha access. Don't subscribe right now. If you want to, that's great, but I'm not ready for that yet. But I will be doing this probably in a public manner, so that way I can showcase what pieces I'm working on, what's coming next, and all of those aspects. Now, tower defense. Yes, I'm invested in tower defense. Another level of disappointment. Do I? Oh, I don't show them here. Okay, so inventory. Other. I got 66 nightmare packs. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I did like the fact on the town square somebody asked that, hey, can they change the requirements to the tower defense alpha, so that if you have like one pack, you could play the alpha version of the game just to kind of see it. And they were and he was receptive to that. So I did like that, because I might actually be able to play it a little bit. Now, as far as goals, okay. So over here in goals, I have 11,400 GLX that I've staked. And now all the airdrop is done. I didn't realize that the staked percentage stopped as well. I knew that the airdrop stopped. So yeah, I'm just sitting on those tokens for a rainy day. Now, I used about 10,000 GLX 6 months ago to buy packs of cards because I didn't have any. So now if I look at cards, here are the cards I own. So I have 106 cards. I got some gold foil ones. I don't know anything about soccer, but yeah. I played around with the initial game, and I enjoy the gameplay. I think there's some areas that could have been designed a little bit better, but, you know, whatever. And so I enjoy the gameplay, even though I know nothing about soccer. So I think there's a good thing there. But because they don't have any of the tokenomics in place, there's nothing to do. So it's like, okay, it's another case of hurry up and yep, we're done. So I'm sitting on this. I don't know what I will or will not do with this game. But I'm interested enough that I still have stuff here. Let's see how it all goes. I have not tried crypto shots, so I have not tried that, birds, bees, and trees. Yep, the only other game, well, as I said earlier, I'm playing big time. I do have 2 assets in Gala Games. I don't think I have my login set up on this computer. Yeah. I have 2 exemplars, epic dwarf exemplars in Mirandus. Now, this company I have lost a lot of faith with, far more than Splinterlands. The price at which they sell things is obnoxious. I can get past that, but they release new things that still cost these exorbitant price ranges. It's ridiculous. One of the, I can't remember what it was, one of their, it's kind of like a town hall meetings where I think they call it a fireside discussion. They were talking about unique hairstyles for some of the characters being NFTs. So you could have a unique hairstyle. Well, look at how much a horse costs. Look at how much all of this stuff costs. I bet you real world fiat money, they're going to charge $1,000 for a haircut style. And so I have completely backed away from Gala Games. I have not sold my 2 exemplars yet, but they definitely have scared me off big time. Ha ha, not a pun, but they definitely have scared me away from their franchise. All their other games, I refuse to touch any other game because of the pricing that they have just in Mirandus. And they have some games that look fun. So yeah, I've got some assets in Gala Games, but it's not playable. Then I've got some assets in Big Time now, but that's playable. But everything else I have is Splinterlands, Tower Defense, and Genesis League Goals. But I'm getting tired of waiting on Splinterlands, and that's why I'm starting to focus more on my own game. I'm just tired of waiting on them. What did you miss? Everything, man. Everything. Long and short, I have exemplars in Gala Games, Mirandus. But this place has scared me off because the price of everything they sell is outrageous. Um, and then Genesis League goals. I have 106 cards. I have 11,000 GLX tokens, so I'm waiting there. And then with tower defense, I do have 66 packs. Oh, Gala is very expensive. They've always been Ethereum based, but ridiculous prices on all their NFTs. Yeah, I don't know what they do other than charge people way too much money for their stuff. I was all for Gala games, but they just scared me. Yeah, their coin pumped, and then it also had a big dump. But right now, everything's pumping again, but it's just everything. Right now, I honestly can tell you, birds, bees, and trees, my opinion is don't. I don't trust the company anymore, and they sell things way too expensive, and I think they're selling it because they just have highly inflated egos. That is my opinion. So yeah. But yeah, I'm just looking at jumping back over. I haven't worked on this in a couple of months now, but I'm getting back into the motivation to work on this. What do I really think of them? I think right now, half their company is a bunch of crooks. That's what I think. But yeah, the exemplars I have cost $800 when I bought them, and they're down to like, if I try to sell them, they're like less than $100 each. They won't be a rug pull, but they are charging way too much money for their stuff. Way too much. I just think they have a highly overinflated egos. They do not care about the little guy at all. So yeah, I think I'm going to shift some of my mental energy back over here, and we will be giving more updates on this as I progress. Okay, I think that rounds out what I'm going to stream here, guys. Oh, wait. I should be able to jump back in big time and see if I got those cracked hourglasses. Last time was 738. And they hand them out every 2 days. But wait! There's a chance. So what you're saying is there's a chance. You know it. Okay. Medium population. That works. And I always gotta smash things. See if I get anything good. It's just cheap potions. So might as well. So that way, next time I play, I don't have to worry about potions. I usually have plenty. All right. Which NFT are you referring to, Ivanov? Are you talking in this game? I really think... Oh, I bought this NFT. So right now my character's staff is an NFT. I bought it for like $8, I think. Just to have an NFT. We'll wait outside of my space here for another 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes, 8 minutes, and see if I get that. So all of this stuff here is in-game items. They are not the NFTs. If you go to collection, you can see your NFTs. And here is a rare NFT right here. And so I had bought this NFT just so I had one. I liked the look of it, and it was pretty cheap. And so I went ahead and purchased that NFT. I bought a space, and the space lets me get these cracked hourglasses. This is what I'm working on trying to collect is hourglasses. They drop every 2 days. And right now, the last time I collected them was 7:38 p.m. on the 11th. Well, it is 7:31 p.m. on the 13th. I should be getting more hourglasses. The space I purchased was a medium legendary, and that cost around 300. Well, less than that. It was 280 is when I bought it. It was 280. So let me open. Where's that window at? Where's open loot? So here you can see my collection. So I bought this staff here as an NFT. I bought a legendary space, an epic armory, and a epic level forge. So if we look at the space, I bought it for 282. And so let's see. I think we got to go to marketplace. Hey, Don Trope, how you doing? So if we look at spaces, and here we go. So I got it at 282, and right now they're selling at 420. So what is that? $140 profit if I were to sell it right now, I think. So I could turn a profit on the space. But then I have Epic Forge, or not Forge, but workshops. So the armory is 83, the forge is 70, but I got both of those a lot cheaper than that. Not profile. Collection. So the armory I got for 55. And so that's like a $20 profit. And then the forge I got for 51, which is like another $20 profit. You bought one for 138 birds, bees, and trees? Was it a medium legendary as well? Oh, you're saying $138 profit. Yes. Yeah, so, you know, what I found out after getting the forge and the armory is I cannot use them unless you have the big time token. Now, I don't have any big time tokens, and I don't want to buy them. So the way to earn big time tokens is by playing the game with hourglasses. You can go through in the portals. You have a chance of winning the big time token from hourglasses. So that's why I'm so keen on collecting my cracked hourglasses, because these are single use. I use them. Once their time is up, they disappear. You can buy a NFT of these, but once you use them and their time is up, you cannot refill them without having a time warden. And those things are like $1,000 for a common. So not happening. Ivanov, doubles. So you're saying with a full party? Yeah, I haven't played with a party at all yet. So there's that. But I just started collecting these. I've used a couple of the some minutes off of a couple of the common hourglasses, but I haven't touched my uncommons or my rare. I have unlocked a second slot, but to unlock another slot is like another $20. It's like another 2,500 time crystals. And let's see. Oh, they sell those over here somewhere. Yeah, another $20 it would cost me to unlock that next box. Now, once I start building up more and more cracked hourglasses, if I can consistently run with more, then I will definitely pay $20 to unlock a third slot. But I probably won't go past 3, just because I bet you anything the next level is probably 5,000 time crystals at, $50. Right now, I don't know what I entered. I was just looking for my cracked hourglasses, so I don't even know how to check. Let's see, New York, but I don't know what server. I'm thinking I'm in New York Charlie. I wish you could group in this game simply by typing in somebody's name. And if they're anywhere on the server, they get a group invite. But the only way to do groups in this is really horrible. You gotta, be next to them to see them, to invite them. It's like their grouping mechanism stinks. And then I haven't actually played to get coins here recently. I definitely am having a problem just getting their in-game gold coins. Oh, yes, it says Times and Charlie, New York. So I'm in Charlie, New York. Yeah, I mean, I understand it's hard to do a good grouping. All they need to let us do is type in a name of somebody. Just let us type it in. But this whole having to look for somebody, oh, and there's Ivanov. There you go. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll actually have time to play. But that's cool to know that you're playing, Ivanov. This is one of those things that we need to work out a method to the madness of being able to group with people easier, because there's a lot of us from Splinterlands that are playing. And so okay. So in one more minute, I'm going to go into my space. I don't have time right now. I've been neglecting real life now for almost 2 hours or whatever streaming. So I got to do some real life things here. But if you're up for it, let's see. Tomorrow's going to be bad. Wednesday, I'll be able to do some runs because Wednesday, tomorrow I have a late meeting at our church I have to be at and all that kind of stuff. So have you played... Oh, that's right, Birds, Bees, and Trees. You said you couldn't play this one. Your computer's not strong enough yet? But no, I definitely... like knowing all, everybody that's playing. Again, I'm playing this just to play. I'm not huge on the I have to make the big time token. Obviously, I bought stuff to get to a point where I can, but I just needed something to play and dabble with so I don't get overly frustrated with Splinterlands. The lack of land in Splinterlands. Okay, let me open up my space here and see if I have anything called cracked hourglasses. Oh-hoo! There we go. So there you guys go. If you haven't played the game, if I leave my space and go back to town, these will disappear unless I pick them up. So I definitely want to pick both these up. So I got 2 cracked hourglasses. And so what time is it? It is 7:41. So it looks like, quite literally, these do not respawn until 2 days after the last time you collected. This is good to know. So that means I'm going to constantly have some time creep. And once I get to the point where it's really late at night, this is going to be a problem. I'm going to end up losing a cycle because I didn't collect. So I've just been keeping track of each day I can collect, what I can collect, and what I'm getting, just so I know what the stats are. Now, on the 9th, I tried to collect, but the game was really buggy. It crashed multiple times trying to get in my space. By the time I got into my space, it never spawned, or more likely, it spawned and I crashed, and I just simply lost out. So there we go. I got 2 more cracked hourglasses. And so here's what I was talking about. If you have a forge, they have these recipes. Now, I couldn't find anything that talked about these in the game. So if you want to build something or make something, you need the big time token. Even if you have everything else, you still need the big time token. And I just simply don't have them. So, yeah. And this here is the armory. And it's the same thing. There's no way for me to know what the recipes were until I bought the forge. Now, I'm going to want this in the future, but right now, I can't do anything because I refuse to buy the token outright. I might in the future, but that's not my goal. Right now, my goal is to quite simply just play, see what I can get. So when you collect the cracked hourglasses, they do not just show up in your inventory, which is nice because they show up over here under the hourglasses, but you don't have to worry about inventory space with the cracked hourglasses. They're just here. They have their own separate space. They won't disappear until you use them up, or if you have a time warden, you can deconstruct these. But I don't have that, so I just plan to use these in attempts to try to gain some tokens through gameplay. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I am going to wrap it up here. I've been on a little bit longer than I was expecting. So thank you guys for hanging out with me this evening. Everybody that's been here, Birds, Bees, and Trees, Ivanov 007, we've had New Again, Skyer, Pops, let's see, Ankh 12, there are some other ones I know I'm missing, but thank you guys for hanging out. Very much appreciate the chat, and I will most likely be doing something again on Wednesday, so we'll see you guys then, and until then, you guys have fun, and try not to get too salty at the devs about land. I know it's rough, that's why my stream title is the way it is, but we shall see when it all comes. Okay, I am obsessive compulsive about destroying these things around this building. I don't know why, but it's just one of those things. I just can't pass up free stuff. Oh, Ivanov is fancy. Oh, Ivanov, you have the same staff I do. All right, guys. I really got to go. Thanks again. Until next time, you guys have an enjoyable week ahead of us. Keep it real.